Sideline. Kevin Egan is there at the Camp Nou, brought to you by AT&T.
Thank you very much, Phil. Remember to use the hashtag El Clasico throughout the match. This segment is presented by AT&T, mobilizing your world. And let me just say that was one of the most emotional things I've ever seen inside a sporting stadium. Every single person inside Camp Nou on their feet holding the banner. We see the huge sign saying Gracias Johan. We saw the Catalan flag, the Barcelona flag, and the Barcelona jersey with number 14. What a beautiful tribute to the great Johan Cruyff.
As you see the starting lineups, only caution away for Luis Suarez, but that was at risk in their last league game. Was able to keep his nose clean and available here today. Similar story for Casemiro in the Real Madrid starting lineup. Of course, the starting lineups brought to you by soccer.com. Take a look at the table right now, and it is Barcelona 76 points, Atletico a win in pocket at 70, Real Madrid at 66. Now again, on paper it seems even with the defeat here today, Barcelona should be able to coast home, but stranger things have happened. They can pretty much slam shut any possibility for an Atleti or Real Madrid comeback here today. But they have to get it done first, and for Real Madrid, as we head into this moment of silence, perhaps a launching pad to glory to come. In a moment of silence for Johan Cruyff, both as a playing legend and a coaching one for Barcelona.
Ronaldo's face as he shook his head at some of the disruptors, and it's surprising from a section of the fans. It seemed to be directed from Real Madrid fans, but it doesn't matter. They were drowned out by the predecessing wonderful tribute. And now let's get ready to rock and roll. These two footballing teams exemplifying the spirit of the football that Cruyff displayed in different ways perhaps, but world-class footballers again.
We are underway. Barcelona in their familiar Blaugrana and the all-white of Real Madrid defending the goal towards the right. Phil Shane alongside Ray Hudson, and glad you could join us. It is El Clasico. There is history to be made or added to. 172nd league match between these two. And Ray, 231st. 92 wins for Real Madrid, 90 for Barcelona. It is hard to separate these two in a rivalry that dates back to the turn of the last century. Out wide on the far side, Neymar checking back.
Well, for the present, Phil, wonderful look back in time. Let's think about this game that we've got on, a game of football. Nothing more, nothing less in a lot of people's eyes, but for anybody that knows Spanish football and great world rivalries, this is the pinnacle, the zenith point of two historical, socio-economic clashes. But we'll see how it turns out. Real Madrid come in probably their best run of form. He's in, he's off.
Whistle, though, will stop them. Take a look at our starting lineups. Again, brought to you by soccer.com. It is MSN up front. Busquets is down in pain, and he's not the only one.
There's a free ball that Pepe reaches in here. Right there, the ball's clipped clear. Don't look as if there's too much there. I would imagine that they'll be okay. There's a little bit of a step. It misses the ball and catches Sergi on the calf, and then he goes a tumble. I think they'll both be okay. As I said, Pepe's men come in arguably on the best uptick of form under Zidane, Phil. The last 4 games, they have looked as if they're getting their whole ship tightened up and together. A little bit of a calf pull, maybe. Certainly took the cleats, but certainly Sergi Busquets, and he looks as if he's fine now.
Back from Marcelo. Both of these teams going with their star lineups. A star turn for Rakitic, in for Messi. Deflected by Modric. Back to Navas. Some of the Barca fans wanting a back pass. It was a good defensive
cover from Modric here. Seeing that Messi had identified Neymar, who had peeled away on that far side from Carvajal. Great effort, but good cover from Luka. They'll need that sort of cover all game long.
Looking for Benzema.
And as much as anything, they'll need the vaunted BBC to be on the same page in a big way. We all know that MSN at the other side for Barcelona have been in operatic high-note form.
Offside again, the flag.
Teasing that man with the offside flag. Very close when the ball's played in lifetime. Let's take a look. Whoa, it's a bad call, Phil. Look at Marcelo on this side. He's keeping him at least a yard on when the ball is touched.
Even Sergio Ramos in the middle seems to be on the wrong side of Suarez. And for Toni Kroos. Starting lineup questions, Ray. Oh, maybe not that many as we see an offside flag against Bale on the far flank. Not that many for Barcelona, other than perhaps the insertion of Andres Iniesta with a huge match against Atletico on the horizon. But for Real Madrid, so many wondering whether Zinedine Zidane would put in Casemiro at the expense of James. He has. How does that change Real Madrid?
Well, it gives them the balance that everybody's been talking about leading up. It's taken them a while to wake up to the fact that if they're going to start playing with BBC and they're the untouchables, you're going to need a stay-at-home central defender. They've got it in Casemiro. He's going to have one of the best games of his life here today and be like the little Dutch boy, covering all the holes in the dike everywhere, because you know that this midfield of Barcelona will be in support. Their midfield have got it beautifully choreographed. Rakitic, Busquets and Iniesta both defending their back line and supporting MSN. So we'll see.
Casemiro with a little push in the back. Thought he would get away with it, but no. Alejandro Hernandez, the man in the middle with the whistle. Teodoro Sobrino, Jose Naranja down the flanks, and Alexander Alemán, the fourth official.
That's just the type of challenge that Real Madrid do not want. Casemiro a little bit too anxious, a little bit too wound up, diving into a ball he had no chance of getting. It's one thing being aggressive, but he better pick and choose when he launches in against these super sharp Barcelona players in front of him.
Victor Poison. Messi will drag defense with him, trying to get it back. Deflected by Benzema, where it could have been dangerous.
Good cover by Benzema. Nice rehearsed play that. They go away from the grain, as is the situation with Barcelona all the time. Ignoring the ball into the box, playing it back for Mascherano, of all people, for a killer pass that was well covered by Benzema.
Neymar now on the right wing. Messi using him. And Suarez has gone out wide left. There's Rakitic.
6 minutes in, Phil. It's been all Barcelona. That could be a bit of rope-a-dope by the Royal Whites. They've got their own lethal counter-attack.
Sweet touch from Dani Alves, deflecting off the head of Messi, just missing the mark. Alves and Alba down the flanks, Piqué and Mascherano in the middle. Of course, Mathieu out now with that meniscus injury, and it's going to keep him sidelined for maybe a month and a half.
Zidane, of course, has the benefit of a fully rested and fit Benzema and Gareth Bale. Not quite the same for Barcelona's front three after all the extra air miles that they covered in the South American World Cup qualifiers. How much of a difference will that make? They all look sharper than a pin here. Nice play.
Ronaldo twirled to the ground, seemed to get tangled with Alves. The fans don't agree, but the referee a lot closer.
Yeah, it's a good call by the referee. And Danny coming through, clipping the ankles of the Dark Invader.
39 straight matches without defeat for Barcelona. That's also on the docket, a date in the history books. Bale offside again.
And they're really playing these lanes very tight. All of the forwards for both teams sitting on the shoulder and gambling. Take a look again. This again looks a very, very close call, Phil. When the ball is hit, there again, that for me is still, it's down to dark matter. Need a microscope to find out the difference in a few of these offside calls. So who's going to be the first to blink? Love the way the forwards are holding the run, because they know they've got the players with that wonderful mutant fly's eye vision in the midfield to find them over the top. Look out.
Busquets a soft touch wide. Threaded in for Suarez. Now comes Navas to make the stop.
Again, the elusive run, dictating the pass beautifully. Nobody picking him up. Nice ball played in over that distance again. Jordi Alba.
Marcelo, pressured by Rakitic, sneaks it inside nicely. Casemiro pirouettes away, seemed to get tangled and does draw the foul.
There was a pull on him as he spun around there.
You can tell who's touching it by the fans' reaction.
It's well played by Cristiano.
Cristiano down the line, draws two, cuts inside Alves, in comes Piqué, down goes Cristiano, little goal kick.
His initial turn was absolutely brilliant.
And to ride the challenge of Ramos, it's 2v1. Neymar squares, Suarez missed it.
Unbelievable! This is astonishing miss, and it's brilliant from Neymar.
A yellow against Ramos, who's arguing against the earlier foul.
Is calling it for the earlier one, as you say, Phil, but the breakaway sets the table for probably the worst finish you'll see in a long, long time. Ball played up right here, and you'll see the contact. Suarez comes in to the ball. There's nothing there. Absolutely nothing. Neymar sees the square man running, and then all of a sudden Suarez's feet turn into squid. That is amazing. Again, wonderful turn. It's Sergio Ramos as much as anything that's doing the fouling on Suarez. It didn't seem there's as much there, but it was a Donald Trump haircut of a finish by Suarez. Amazing.
Touched wide, Rakitic.
Well, I've been saying it for some time regarding Suarez's opportunities over this last dozen games in La Liga or so. He's been missing some chances that I was critical of, and sometimes it's just amazing how the easiest of opportunities become the more difficult one. He had so much time and space to just touch it home.
Trying to give and go. Rakitic back towards Messi.
Got it.
Alves whistled
Tip
for the
your hat
foul.
to Neymar as well. Wonderful play by Neymar, and just putting it on a gold ingot of an altar for him. Whereas I think Neymar could have had a good case for taking the shot himself, but he knew it was 100% certainty that Suarez would put it away. Didn't happen.
Trying to split the defense. Alba stepping up. Here's Iniesta again. The fact, at his age now, 31, and Atletico on the horizon, probably not a 90-minute stretch for Iniesta, but it is a deep bench for Barcelona. Wasn't always that way this year. Again, Alejandro Hernandez with the whistle.
It's a tight ball in from Messi, but he knows it's Sergio Busquets, arguably the best one-touch player in all of Barcelona, including the number 10. That was dicing a little bit, but again, risk and reward, as it always is with Barcelona.
Okay. Stellar season for Mr. Shakira this year. And he was a bit off the board.